Hello and welcome to this pit stop for Railroad Rivals, designed by Glenn Drover and published by Forbidden Games. In Railroad Rivals, 2 to 5 players are playing competitively as tycoons investing in the railways as they blossom across the American continent. It's going to be played over a series of rounds, and each of the rounds has got 4 phases, and at the end of the game, whoever scored the most points and made the most money is going to be the winner. The first thing we're going to do each round is we're going to draw a number of city tiles equal to the number of players and a number of stock tiles equal to the number of players. And once players have got access to that information, they're then going to do a bid for turn order. It will go from first player down to last, and each player can either up the current bid or they can pass. Now, once there's only one player left in, that's the only player who's going to pay for their bid. So let's say, for example, blue won by bidding 6. They would spend 6 on this track, and then blue would move to the front of the turn order, and all the other players would retain their original turn order. From there, we'd move on to the second phase, in which we're going to draft tiles. Now, starting with blue, they're going to choose to draft a city tile or a stock tile and take it over into their supply. You'll always have a supply of 3 until we get towards the end of the game, when the city tiles start to run out and we'll only be drafting stock tiles. Anyway, having drafted a city tile, it will go to the other players and they'll choose what tiles they want. When it comes back to us, if we've taken one type of tile this turn, we must take the other type as our second draft. And again, that will go around the table till everyone has drafted 2 of the tiles. Then from the 3 city tiles in our hand, the players are going to place a city tile into play. Now, the way they're going to do that is, there are 3 bits of information on this tile. There's a name, which basically is just theme. The next thing is, there are these links. Now, each of these links is linked to a particular type of railway within the game. There are 12 different ones, and the stocks correspond to those 12 different types of railways. When you place a city tile, it must link to the same railway type. And when you do that, you place a locomotive of your colour across that link, showing that you control that bit of railway. Also, all of these city tiles have got a number on them, and that's how many cubes you're going to draw from the pile in the bag and put it onto that city tile as it comes into play. Now, you can make links with more than one on there. For example, this B&O and PRR link together. In that case, that player is going to get to put 2 locomotives in play because they've made 2 links. And as long as you made at least one valid link, it doesn't matter if the other links are not valid. It just means there'll never be a locomotive across there during the course of the game. Again, we're going to do that, all 4 players. In this case, it's a 4-player game, however many players you're playing with. And once that's done, we go off to the 4th phase, and that's delivering a good. Now, you choose one good on the board, and you move it across a link. Now, if that colour of good has not yet been delivered so far this turn, for example, the blue player might choose to deliver this brown cube across there. They use their own locomotive. If they'd used another player's locomotive, that player would score 2 points. But because it's the first brown cube to be delivered this turn, the blue player is going to score 3 points. If a second player delivered a brown cube, that player would only score 2 points. Of course, they can go off and deliver other colours. In this case, the black cube will score 3 points against the first one of those. But the third cube of a colour to be delivered on a turn is only going to score 1 point for whoever does that delivery. Now, the other thing is that as we make those deliveries, the stock value of that particular railway is going to go up by 1. So we delivered across here, which is CBQ. That will come down, and that stock value is now 1. If we went across an ATSF, it would push that up. B&O would push that up. And this is how your stocks that you've gathered by drafting over the course of the game are going to score you points. Because when we get to the end and all the city tiles have been played, the first part of your scoring is done by delivering these goods. And the second part is, you're going to look at all the stocks that you've collected over the course of the game. And each stock is going to be worth as much as its value down here on this track. And when you add those points to the points accumulated during the game, you're going to get the final scores. And whoever has scored the most will be the winner of Railroad Rivals. This has been a Game Pit Stop. For more videos like this, check out our YouTube channel. For more in-depth coverage of gaming, please check out the Game Pit podcast. Thank you.